Firstly, I'm gonna start off by saying Kal Alal Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and shalom to all the Akimot here pushing this word in truth and sincerity. This is the brother Yakazakala from James, Jamaica, here to do a short breakdown on when is the Sabbath. Um, Now out here and across the world, you have the Seventh-day Adventist Church that preaches Sabbath is the seventh day, Friday evening to Saturday evening, and you have other churches that preach Sabbath is Sunday or Saturday evening to Sunday evening, which is not biblical, is not scriptural. Isn't it? First of all, the calendar that this Gregorian calendar that they are using to depict when there's a Sabbath, this calendar is off because naturally in the Bible it has 13 months, and what does this calendar have? 12 months. And if you know maths, if you take a day from each month, you get 28 days. 2 days from each month, you get 28 days. That makes another month, because a month is a 28-day cycle, just as the cycle of the moon from one new moon to the next. And that is how you ordain or depict when is a Sabbath or when the month starts, or various different cycles or seasons in the world. You follow the stars, the constellation, the sun and the moon, and the times. You see me? And nowadays the people are not doing that. They are just working off vain and lies and teachings that are not true. They don't seek out this knowledge for themselves. So I'm going to hopefully through the will of the Most High edify you on what is a Sabbath and when is the Sabbath and what you should do on the Sabbath. So it is precept. This is Genesis 2 verse 2 says, and on the seventh day Yahweh ended his work which he made, and he restored on the seventh day from all his work which he had made. And in the correct Hebrew term, or you read this, is where you see God, you put Elohim, which means powers. So it will read as, on the seventh day the powers ended their work which they had made, and they rested on the seventh day from all their work which they had made. So this is the end of the creation when they rested on the seventh day. And what it says, and the powers Elohim blessed the seventh day and sanctified it, because that in it they had rested from all their work which they created and made. So the 7 days is a day of rest. Is a day where the powers ended their creation, which the 7th day and 7 just mean completion, which they completed their creation and they rested. Also, the 7th day is like 7,000 years, so that breaks this false doctrine or false belief of our theory that the world, the earth, is millions and billions of years old. No go so. But why they rested on the 7th day? Because that in it they rested from all their work which they created and made. So it was a day of rest. If the powers rested, man, from all the work they had done. So you can know if the powers they get tired and they rested. So likewise, what is a man? A man needs a day of rest, a day that no work shall be done, so they can replenish their body and restore their strength. You see me, a man cannot work day after day every single day in them life. You see me, you destroy your body, man. That's why the powers and the Most High set this day for a sign and for a testament that all man, you see me, for unto the house of Israel mainly, that they should rest on the seventh day. And when is that seventh day? How do you know when is that seventh day? This is Genesis 1 verse 14. It says, and the powers said, let there be light in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and for years. So the powers in the sky, the sun, the moon, the stars, isn't it? They are for signs and seasons and for days and years. So those lights, lights in the firmament, isn't it? They are what you tell which day, which time, which season you are in, because they are set by the Most High through the angels, isn't it, for a sign and a testament upon the earth, upon all their creation, and when they should rest. Isn't it? This is Isaiah 66 verse 23. Start at verse 22. It says, for as the new heavens and the new earth which I will make shall remain before thee, saith the Lord, so shall your seed and your name remain. Speaking unto the house of Israel, continuing, it says, and it shall come to pass from one new moon to another, and from one Sabbath to another, shall all flesh come to worship before me, said the Lord. Salakia. So, what is the comparison between a new moon and the Sabbath? You see me? New moon depicts the starting of the month, and the Sabbath always come on a new moon. Always come on the starting of the month. Because the new means to make afresh, to make renew. You see me? So that new month is when the Sabbath starts, and that day from evening to evening, and that day man shall rest also to refresh themselves. It's like a cycle. Everything operates in a cycle, and if you go not according to that cycle, you're sure to get destroyed. You are destroying yourself. So we know when is the Sabbath, what depicts when is the Sabbath. No, I'm gonna tell you what is the Sabbath. This is Exodus 31 verse 13. It says, speak thou also. I'm gonna explain why you should keep the Sabbath. Salakia. It says, speak thou also unto the children of Israel, saying, verily, my Sabbath ye shall keep, for it is a sign between me and you throughout your generations, that ye may know that I am the Lord, that does sanctify you. So the Sabbath is a sign from the Heavenly Father, as he spake unto Moses to the children of Israel, that the Sabbath is a sign between them and their generations. So even now, even to this day, the Sabbath is a sign. But you have people blind and unknowing when is the Sabbath. It says, ye shall keep the Sabbath therefore, for it is holy unto you. What? The Sabbath. Ye shall keep the Sabbath therefore, for it is holy unto you. Everyone that defileth it shall surely be put to death. So if you defile the Sabbath, if you go off, because the Sabbath is a day of rest. So if you do any work or any form or thing on the Sabbath, that was a judgment. Death shall surely be put to death. But in this current dispensation of time in this world, where we have to be working to make a living, we can't fully keep that. But as to the best of our ability and having a conscience, we try our best to keep the Sabbath. We don't overexert ourselves. We don't cook, because that is a law. We should not kindle the fire on the Sabbath day. You see me? So to our best of our ability, we try to keep the Sabbath. And it is hard to do so because we're in the likeness of sinful flesh. We're in a wicked, corrupt system. You see me, that don't appeal or adhere to the laws of the Most High at all. Continue says, for whosoever doeth any work therein, that soul shall be cut off from among his people. So if you do work on the Sabbath, which is a day of rest, you see me, your soul would be cut off from among your people. Meaning, you'll be put to death. You'll be cast away. And that is a law from generation to generation to generation. Forever. You see me? Now, the scripture also say, thou shalt not be overmuch righteous. So if on the Sabbath you find yourself having to do some form of work, whether it is to feed a family or whether it is for you to stay alive, then you shall do it. Because the Most High is a just God, is a just power, and His understanding, man. Continuing this verse 15 says, 6 days may work be done, but in the seventh is the Sabbath of rest. And all you tell when is the seventh day? Tell it based upon the cycle of the moon. As in Isaiah 66 verse 23 said, from one new moon to another, and from one Sabbath to another. So you can tell when is the Sabbath, man. Sabbath is not always Friday, Saturday. Right now, it is a new moon in the 25th of November, which is today is a Sabbath day. Started from Monday evening, continuing to Tuesday evening. Today is a Sabbath. It says, whosoever doeth any work in the Sabbath day. So okay, so 6 days may work be done, but in the seventh is a Sabbath of rest, holy to the Lord. So the Sabbath days are a holy day unto the Lord. Whosoever doeth any work in the Sabbath day shall surely be put to death. Wherefore the children of Israel shall keep the Sabbath to observe the Sabbath throughout their generations for a perpetual covenant. It says throughout their generation for a perpetual covenant. It is a sign between me and the children of Israel forever. You see, so it is clear, they only need an explanation for that. The Sabbath is a sign for the children of Israel forever. For in 6 days the Lord hath made heaven and earth, and on the seventh He rested and was refreshed. So the Sabbath is a day that you shall rest and refresh as well, just as the Lord rested. Isn't it? Scripture, this is Matthew 12 verse 8. It says, for the Son of Man is the Lord even of the Sabbath. And when he was departed thence, he went into the synagogue, and behold, there was a man which had his hand withered. And they asked him, saying, is it lawful to heal on the Sabbath days, that they may accuse him? Because the wicked scribes and Pharisees, what they did, they tried to seek out every single possible way to comfort the Lord, Yahushua. Doesn't mean they couldn't find any. It's mean that to show his countenance, man, to show that the Most High was working through him. They couldn't find any. He says, and behold, there was a man which had his hand withered, and they asked him, saying, is it lawful to heal on the Sabbath days, that they may accuse him? Let's hear what the Son of the Most High says. It says, and he said unto them, what man shall there be among you that have one sheep, and if it fall into a pit on the Sabbath day, will he not lay hold on it and lift it up out? How much then is a man better than a sheep? You see, isn't it? So basically, if your sheep fall into a pit, then you seeking ways to take it out, that is work. That is work. Cause you're as it says, you're laying hold on it and lift it out. You're doing work to rescue that sheep. But what is the judgment for that? Will you be put to death? No. Why? It says, wherefore it is lawful to do well on the Sabbath days. So to do well for yourself, it is lawful. Isn't it? To provide for your family, it is lawful. To seek help, to rescue your sheep, to do any form of good, it is lawful. To heal, that is lawful. It says, then said he to the man, stretch forth thine hand, and he stretched it forth, and it was restored whole, like as the other. That is another miracle the Son of Man did. Yahweh did. Then the Pharisees went out and held a council against him, how they may destroy him. Isn't it? So gonna end it here. All this was edifying, and just to hit home the fact that the Sabbath was not created for man, but man for the Sabbath. Isn't it? It is a sign and a testament that you should keep holy. But you know, in this day and age, our people are so dumb and so without understanding and wisdom and knowledge that they don't even know when is the Sabbath. Only the true men of the Most High, his true elect, and 1/3 will take heed to this and know when is the Sabbath and when to keep it holy, and know that is a sign unto them and a testament, and this is actually something good. So with that, once I call Allah Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kadash, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and shalom to all the Akim out there pushing this word in truth and sincerity. Shalom.